My beloved child, today heaven opened a secret door for you, and I was sent to speak directly into your heart. Do not rush, do not scroll away, because what you are about to hear will pierce deeper than you imagined. Your name was whispered in a conversation you were not present in, yet your spirit was there, and your destiny was mentioned in a way you cannot ignore. Listen carefully, because this is not just an ordinary word, it is the unfolding of truth you have been waiting for. Today, your person spoke to their brother, and the words that came out of their mouth carried a weight you would never expect. It was not gossip, it was not casual chatter, it was your name wrapped in emotion, in memory, in longing that they tried to hide but could not silence. The truth slipped out, and heaven caught it. What they said was not ordinary, it was a confession they have carried like a burden, and today, their brother became the silent witness to the secret they could not contain any longer. My beloved child, your person did not speak lightly. They spoke from a place of heaviness in their soul. They revealed that even though they walk forward, they cannot take a single step without you echoing in their heart. They told their brother that every victory feels incomplete, every laugh feels empty, every night feels hollow because your absence is louder than the noise of the world. They said they tried to forget, they tried to replace, they tried to silence the bond, but the truth is, you are the one that remains. Heaven says this conversation was no accident. It was divinely orchestrated so that the words they hid for so long could finally be released into the atmosphere. Do not think it was coincidence that today your name was lifted higher in their speech, it was the Spirit pressing them to let the truth slip. And now heaven wants you to know that their brother knows the depth of their heart, but more importantly, God Himself is showing you the depth of what this person cannot erase. My beloved child, imagine their voice trembling as they admitted they were wrong, as they confessed that losing you has been their greatest regret. Their brother looked at them with silence, but that silence carried the sound of truth echoing back into heaven. And now heaven is delivering it straight to you. You are unforgettable, irreplaceable, undeniable. This is the reason your spirit feels stirred today, because even when they tried to bury their truth, heaven resurrected it and brought it before your eyes. Stay till the end, because more is about to be revealed. This is only the beginning of what was spoken about you today, and heaven insists that you must hear it all, word by word, so you will understand the weight of your presence in their destiny. Do not move away, because what comes next will leave your heart in awe. Sparkles type Amen if you receive this truth, let heaven see your agreement, and let this revelation be sealed in your life. Share this message with someone you love, because heaven has chosen today as the day secrets come to light. My beloved child, lean closer, for the words I am about to release are not just echoes of yesterday but living truths spoken over your name today. Heaven has pressed me to let you know that when your person sat with their brother, their guard broke. For so long, they built walls, hiding behind excuses, drowning themselves in distractions, but today those walls cracked open. Their brother asked a simple question, but the answer that came forth was a confession, one wrapped in raw honesty. They cannot escape you, they cannot silence you, they cannot erase what you mean to their soul. They admitted that when night falls and silence covers the room, your memory rises like a fire they cannot extinguish. They told their brother that no matter who surrounds them, no matter how much noise fills their world, deep down it feels empty without you. Their brother listened, and in that moment, heaven listened too, recording every word because those words carry the key to your destiny. God says this is not just a private talk, it was a divine declaration, a release of hidden truth that had to come out, for the time of revelation is here. My beloved child, understand this. What they said was not spoken in bitterness, but in longing. They revealed how much they regret letting you slip through their hands. They said, no matter where I go, no matter who I meet, it always comes back to them. Their name never leaves me. Can you feel the weight of that? It is heaven pulling back the curtain, letting you see that even when they tried to hide, their own heart betrayed them. The truth is, they are bound to you in ways they cannot explain, and no one else can take your place. But hear me well, child of light, this moment was not just about them, it was about you too. Because heaven needed you to know that you are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, you are not just another chapter in their story. You are the story. You are the one their soul keeps returning to, even when pride tried to silence their confession. Their brother became the witness, but you are the chosen receiver of this revelation. And God Himself says, what was whispered in private is now shouted in the Spirit, so you would never doubt your worth again. My beloved child, let this sink deep. Today's conversation was the beginning of a shift. Their brother may have simply nodded, but in the heavens, angels recorded those words, sealing them as evidence that what is yours cannot be taken, what is written for you cannot be erased. The truth about their heart has now been spoken, and once truth is released, it cannot return empty. Stay with me, because the next part of what was said will strike your spirit like lightning. Heaven is asking you not to move, not to skip, because what unfolds next carries the deepest confession of all. Sparkles Type 1 receive this if your heart believes, and let heaven see your agreement. Stay till the end, because the full revelation is still being poured out. My beloved child, listen with your spirit, for the conversation did not stop where you think it did. After your person spoke with trembling words, their brother leaned in and asked, why are you still holding on to this if you tried to let it go? That simple question broke them even more, and what poured out next was not just words, it was a confession wrapped in tears of the soul. They admitted that letting you go was never their true choice, it was a decision made under pressure, under fear, under voices that were not their own. And today, in front of their brother, they confessed they still carry the wound of that choice, a wound that refuses to heal because their heart still belongs to you. My beloved child, imagine this scene in your mind. Your person, who looked strong to the world, sat there unable to hide. Their voice cracked as they said, I thought time would heal me, but time only made me realize more that they are the one. They spoke your name, not in anger, not in distance, but in reverence, as if your presence still lingers around them every moment. Their brother heard it, but heaven made sure you would hear it too, because you are the one it was always meant for. Then, something even more powerful happened. They told their brother that even though they have tried to move forward, even though they smiled in front of others, their nights are heavy with emptiness. They confessed that no one can compare to you, no one can stand where you stand, no one can carry the light you bring into their life. They admitted that their biggest fear is losing you forever, and that thought keeps them restless, unable to fully embrace anything else. My beloved child, do you see what heaven is doing? This is not just gossip passed through human lips, it is truth being pulled out into the light, truth that was hidden for too long. God says He allowed this moment, this conversation, because the time has come for you to know without doubt that you are still the center of their heart. Their brother may have been the earthly listener, but you are the divine receiver, and heaven wants this to sink into your soul like fire. My beloved child, let me tell you something sacred. When your person spoke, angels were dispatched to carry those words and place them before you. Every syllable became a seed, and those seeds are already breaking open to bear fruit in your destiny. Do not question why you feel your spirit stirring as you hear this. It is confirmation that what was hidden has now been revealed for your healing and your hope. And still, this is not the end. What they said next shocked even their brother, because it was a vow that if heaven grants them one more chance, they will never repeat the mistake again. They said, if I could have just one moment, would tell them how much they still mean to me. I would give anything to have them back. Their brother stayed silent, but in that silence, heaven thundered, sealing the truth you were meant to hear today. My beloved child, remain with me, because what I will reveal next carries the final confession that will shift everything you thought you knew. Do not leave, do not scroll, for the ending is greater than the beginning. Sparkles type Amen if you feel this word touching your heart, and let heaven witness your agreement. Share this so another soul may know that hidden confessions always find their way to light. Red heart. My beloved child, now hear the most sacred part of the conversation, for heaven would not let it be hidden from you. After the silence grew heavy between them, your person leaned closer to their brother and whispered the words that carried the deepest truth of all. They said, I never stopped loving them. I never will. No matter what I say, no matter what I show to the world, the truth is they are still my everything. My beloved child, imagine the weight of that moment. Their brother's eyes widened, not out of shock alone but out of realization, that what they carry inside is not a passing emotion but a permanent mark written into their very soul. They admitted that every decision they've made since losing you feels incomplete, every celebration feels hollow, every smile feels borrowed. They said that when they wake in the morning, the first thought is you, and when they close their eyes at night, the last thought is still you. They cannot escape you, because heaven never designed them to live apart from you. And then came the vow that even heaven could not ignore. They told their brother, if the door ever opens again, if I am ever given one more chance, I will not waste it. I will protect them, I will honor them, I will never let them slip away again. My beloved child, do you feel the fire of that? That is not just a promise of lips, it is a cry of the heart, and heaven has recorded it in the book of destiny. But there is more. Their brother asked, do you think they know how you feel? And your person's voice grew soft, heavy with regret as they answered, no, they don't. They think I moved on, but I never did. I only carried this silence because I was afraid. Afraid of rejection, afraid of pride, afraid of being vulnerable. Yet today, their silence broke. Today, their truth escaped. And heaven made sure that truth would not vanish into the air but would be delivered straight to your heart. My beloved child, God is saying to you right now, this is not just about hearing their words, it is about knowing your worth. You were never forgotten. You were never replaced. You remain the anchor of their soul. This revelation was meant for you to see the depth of your impact, so that doubt and fear can no longer control your heart. Listen carefully, because heaven is not done yet. What comes next is the final seal, the last hidden piece of the confession that will make everything clear. Their brother did not only listen, he gave them an answer. And that answer carries a message you must hear, for it was not just his reply, it was heaven speaking through him. Sparkles Type 1. Receive this if your heart is ready to accept the fullness of this revelation. Stay until the end, because what unfolds next will leave you in awe. My beloved child, now the moment comes when the silence was broken not by your person, but by their brother. For a long time he sat listening, holding the weight of every confession, but then he finally spoke, and his words carried something deeper than advice. His voice was steady, but it trembled with truth as he said, "If you feel this so strongly, why are you still silent? Why are you letting pride keep you away from the one who is clearly the center of your soul?" My beloved child, in that instant, the air shifted. Their brother's words struck like a mirror, reflecting what your person had tried to avoid. They lowered their head, ashamed, and admitted that fear has been their prison. They said, "I wanted to reach out 1,000 times, but I thought it was too late. I thought they had moved on. I thought they no longer cared." Do you see, child of heaven? It was never indifference, it was fear. It was never a lack of love, it was the overflowing of it, hidden behind walls that are finally breaking down. Their brother pressed further, saying, "If they still think of you, if their spirit is still tied to yours, do you really want to risk losing them forever just because you could not speak?" My beloved child, heaven wants you to know, those words were not only for their ears, but for your heart too. For the Spirit of God was guiding that brother to pull truth into the light, to push your person into realization that destiny does not wait forever. And then came the turning point. Your person looked at their brother and said, "I don't know how to begin again. But if God ever makes a way, if I ever get that one moment, I will not waste it. I will tell them the truth, that I love them beyond words, that I never let them go, that my soul is tied to theirs forever." My beloved child, heaven thundered in agreement when those words were spoken. Angels stood still, recording every syllable, because once spoken, such words cannot be erased. Now, understand this, you were meant to hear this today because heaven refuses to let you walk in doubt any longer. What was said in private has been brought to you in light. What was whispered in secrecy is now declared openly in spirit. You are loved, you are chosen, and their own lips proved it. But wait, child of destiny, this story does not end here. For their brother's final words carried a prophecy, a message not born from human thought but from divine stirring. He said, "Mark my words, one day soon you will cross paths again. And when you do, don't hold back, because this bond is not ordinary, it was written by heaven itself." My beloved child, take this as a seal upon your soul, the heavens have confirmed it, the earth has witnessed it, and destiny is moving it forward. Stay anchored, because what was hidden is now revealed, and what was delayed is about to unfold. Sparkles Type Amen if you accept this prophecy into your heart, and let the heavens see your faith. Share this with someone you love, for their spirit may need this same hope. My beloved child, now comes the final seal of this divine revelation. After their brother spoke those prophetic words, silence filled the room once more, but it was not the silence of emptiness, it was the silence of heaven resting upon the moment. Your person sat still, their heart pounding, because they knew what had just been spoken was not just advice, it was truth from a higher place. They whispered softly, almost to themselves, "Then I must be ready. Because no matter how much time has passed, if God gives me that chance, I will not let it slip again." My beloved child, heaven rejoiced at that vow. The angels leaned close, for they know when a soul speaks with sincerity, those words rise up like incense before the throne of God. And God himself said, "This is the moment I was waiting for, the moment they could no longer hide behind silence, the moment their truth aligned with my plan." Do you see, child of light? This is why you are hearing this message now. Because heaven did not want you to remain in confusion or doubt, wondering if you were forgotten. You were never forgotten. You were always the echo of their heartbeat, even when their lips were closed. Their brother's final act was simple, yet powerful. He placed a hand on their shoulder and said, "Then stop running from what your soul already knows. If this love is written, it will find its way back. But don't fight it anymore. Don't bury it anymore. Let it live." My beloved child, those words were not just for them, they were for you too. Heaven is telling you, stop doubting your worth, stop questioning your place, stop thinking you were erased. You are the living proof of destiny's design, and what belongs to you will circle back no matter how far it wandered. And now, heaven declares, the words spoken in that room today have shifted the atmosphere. What was locked in silence has been unlocked. What was hidden in fear has been exposed. And what was delayed by pride has been set in motion. God says, "Prepare your heart, my child, for I am weaving the threads together." What you thought was over is only being rewritten with glory. What you thought was lost is returning with strength. What you thought was buried is rising again. My beloved child, this is your confirmation. Not only did they confess their truth, but heaven confirmed your place. And when heaven seals a thing, no hand on earth can break it. So walk forward in confidence, knowing you are chosen, you are loved, and you are part of a story written by the Almighty Himself. Stay until the end, for heaven has one last instruction for you: never again doubt your value, never again question your place, never again let fear whisper lies into your soul. What was said about you today is eternal proof that your presence is unforgettable, your name unerasable, your love undeniable. Sparkles Type 1 believe if you receive this with your whole heart, and let heaven see your faith shine. Share this with someone you care for, because their soul may need the same reminder: what is truly yours will always